I was a regular kid growing up. I was a, I ain't gonna say straight A student, but I was on the honor roll. I excelled in school. I excelled in sports. You know what I mean? So I graduated high school, but I got street poison like every other kid in the hood. You know what I'm saying? About 13, 14, you start smelling your piss, like your parents would say. And, I went to I called my first case at 15. So.
What'd you get busted for?
Man, it's a true story, bruh. We ended up robbing a gun store, like I said before, the neighborhood becomes hostile, right? So you start seeing your homeboys getting robbed for their starter coats, for their Jordans. You start seeing your homeboys getting shot. You got the gang element. So in a sense, you become reactive, to your environment. So because you become afraid, you don't want to be victimized. So what you say is, okay, that ain't gonna happen to me. So you tool up, you know what I mean? And you like, shit, nah, ain't nobody taking shit from me, and that's a reactionary thing because you're afraid. So I figured we needed better guns, you know what I'm saying? Like, the gang shit was off the chain. This was like 91, 92, about 91, 90, something like that. So I was sitting at home one day, true story. I was watching Lethal Weapon, the first Lethal Weapon, and there's a scene where the car goes straight through the front of the store. And Gary Busey disappears and Mel Gibson goes looking for him. So I was like, man, we could do that shit. I was like, man, because I was good at stealing cars, you know what I mean? So I called my homeboy J-Dub, like, dog, we could steal a car, run it right through the gun store, go in behind the car, get the guns, and we good. Man, we did that shit. You know what I mean? We did it. We actually.
Can you take me through it? You've been to jail for this, right? You got busted.
Yeah. This is okay. It's all.
Can you take me through the whole
I'll
process,
take you through the
bro?
whole thing. So we end up stealing a Celebrity. Some of the youngsters ain't gonna know what kind of car that is, but the Chevy Celebrities, the Caprice Classics, the Oldsmobiles, they were super easy to steal because of the steering column. So you could just get in, break the wind glass, take the flathead screwdriver, pop the left side of it, pop the little ring off. You'd be gone in 2-3 minutes. And so we would do that and we would joyride. I would have stolen cars parked around my neighborhood by that time. You know what I'm saying? I remember getting into it with niggas over stealing my stolen car. You know what I mean? So, we kept them around the neighborhood. And so getting a car was easy. So we got the car and we literally went out to, we got on Highway 70. We drove out to the gun store. It was in a city called Independence. We drove out there and we literally, we had two cars because we knew we had to, drive that one through the store. So we had two, I believe we had two stolen cars. I don't know if we was in J-Dub's car. I can't remember. But we basically wedged a stick and in between the gas pedal and the seat and did put it down and drive, and it ran straight through the front of it, just like it did on TV, And so we was looking, we kids, you know what I'm saying? I'm like 15, I'm the youngest out of everybody. Everybody else 16, 17, 18. So we run in behind the store, run in behind the car, we grab the guns, put them in the back of the other car in the trunk. And we strategically hit that store because it was right by the highway. Literally at the corner of the block, you get right on the highway and go back to the city. So.
How many people were with you?
4.
4. You plus 4?
No, it was four of us together.
Total.
Yeah, it was 3 other people with me. And we got away. And so here, I'm 15 years old. I got brand new 40 caliber at the time. The Taurus, we had Tauruses were popular back then. Glocks really wasn't a thing in the early 90s like that. So if you had a Ruger or a Taurus or something like that, a Beretta, shit, you was the man. So I had a couple chrome Tauruses with the redwood handle with the gold trigger, gold hammer and all that. We had 40s, 9s, ARs, techs. I had a gang of shit. We was in the business, And so we got back to the hood. We divvied up the guns. And this is a true story. Minor oversight. We realized that we weren't old enough to buy bullets, and we didn't have any bullets.
Oh, shit.
Right. So thinking like a child, 15, year old child, we I say about a week later, we rolled by the gun store and we see that they had just put plywood up. They didn't fix it. They didn't do anything. They just put plywood up. So one night we go back to the same gun store. I walk up to it. I pull the plywood off. I hop in, and then I go get a bunch of ammunition. So we didn't hit them twice within a week. We get away. Do the same thing. We get away. That was a wild summer, to say the least. Again, you're talking about a 15-year-old child, with, these influences, and then you're talking about having automatic weapons. You're already talking about a volatile environment with gang banging, and just poverty and all of that, and so we had a wild summer, bunch of shootings, bunch of shootouts that we got into, because now we got the artillery. And with that artillery, our attitude different too. You know what I'm saying? So now we not backing down. Not that we were backing down to begin with, but now we really ain't backing down, So, it was a couple shootings linked to those guns. And we eventually got caught. We got caught. We had did a couple other successful, because that just started becoming our thing. We did a couple other successful hits. We tried to hit another gun store not too far from that. This time the car veered off and we were trying to go through, they had on side of the building, they had a receiving garage. We tried to go through the little garage part and the car veered off and hit the wall instead of the garage. So that one was fucked up. But again, we're kids and we leaving clues behind and not even knowing it. You know what I'm saying? So we have a crazy summer, man. We had about a 3-4 month run of just robbing a bunch of folks, shooting at a bunch of folks, just doing a bunch of dumb shit. And finally, that other shoe dropped one night. We were about to hit another gun store and the police, we had robbed a pawn shop, but we were about to hit another spot and the police, they saw us. They seen the car. My homeboy's car was hot. We didn't know because we had done so much in it. And man, he circled back around and my homeboy J-Dub was like, man, I forgot what he said. I don't know if he was trying to leave or I told him, nah, man, let's just act like the car broke down. And so I can't remember what we did, but we end up like trying to pull off real quick and they got behind us and they stopped us. And so, man, as soon as we stopped, we pulled over. As soon as they was like, driver, put your hands out, you know what I'm saying? We knew it was all bad. We had guns in the car. I had a gun at my feet. We had 4 guns in the car. 4 of us, we had 4 guns. Mm-hmm. They was all stolen. They was all from the, we shot motherfuckers with the gun. Oh, it was bad.